Awesome. All right, we're going to get started. I am so thrilled that you're here. First of all, I just want to say thank you for showing up. And hold on, I am going to move this over. All right, we still have some people joining us. I have several hundred people signed up for this workshop, so that's very exciting. And hold on here. All right, there we go. All right, I think we are on our way. So welcome everyone. Congratulations, you showed up for yourself, and celebrate that you took this step. If you've been with me for a while, you know how important it is to celebrate everything big and small in life. It just makes life so much more enjoyable, and I think it just gives God glory. So welcome, I'm so glad you're here, and we are gonna take some time today just to celebrate all of the exciting things. But before we do, I would love to hear from you. So there's people still waiting, it looks like. So I'm gonna start that small. So I would love to hear where you're tuning in from and what you love about where you live. Paula, you say you're still getting lots of static. I am not sure why. Let's see. Okay, mute. If you could mute yourself somehow, there's a few of you that are, that are still unmuted. So please mute yourself. I have muted everyone on my end, but you're clicking something that's causing you to unmute. So please mute yourself. It looks like everyone's muted. Are you still getting a lot of weird noises? No static, Rebecca. Okay, great. All right, so I would love to hear where you're from and what you love about where you live. So pop in and let us know, where are you coming in from? St. Paul, fall colors. Carmita says, Lake Superior, fun. I live in Bend, Oregon, which is probably one of the most beautiful places. I live kind of up in the mountains, and it is sunny, sweet home, Oregon. Wow, hello, Oregonian. Crystal, another sweet home. Patterson, I know where that is. Tyler, Texas. Chicago, Michigan. La Pine. Hey, well, hi neighbor. Florida, Westlake Village. Hi, Robin. Good morning. Visalia, Niagara, all over Canada. Oh, fun. All right, so you guys are from all over the place. Sunny Southern California, Ontario, another Canada, Florida. Awesome, you guys. So we're from all over the place, and I love that we get to connect together and be together today. It's super fun. So welcome. So just a little bit of admin stuff before we kind of get the ball rolling, but you should be receiving an action guide as soon as we are finished, okay? So it is not rolled to go out until after we're finished with the workshop. I wanted to make sure that you paid attention during the workshop. So that's that. And there is still time for you to enter the giveaway. I know that some of you entered the giveaway for $100, and I will be giving away $100 cash at the end of our day tomorrow. So are you having trouble hearing? Can everyone hear? Message me if you're having trouble hearing. It looks like it should be all right. Okay, great. All right, so here's how you enter. You show up, so check, you've got that one done. Invite a friend, and I decided the easiest place to put this video after we're done is going to be in my Facebook group, and I know that most of you are in my Facebook group, so I will pin that to the top of the page so that you can come, you can rewatch it, but you can also comment under there once you're done with your action steps. So let's just encourage each other. Some of this material can be really challenging, and so I just want us to be a place that we can kind of hold each other up and encourage one another. So fun. So I just have my wonderful, amazing, awesome VIP clients to thank for this. You guys have, and I, to thank for this wonderful workshop, because they have been working, not all of them, but some of them have been working on forgiveness. And while we were working on forgiveness, I thought, you know what? This is one of my areas of specialty, so I should just hop in and do a workshop real quick. So thank you to some of the superheroes that have encouraged me. And for those of you who are new to me, my name is Lainey Hauser. I am currently a life and business coach, but I specialize in success and money mindset. I help women heal their blocks, bloom their life, and bless the world. That is my mantra, my thing for my life right now. I've done many things in my life. I have 2 master's degrees. I have been a pastor's wife. I was a university dean for about 6 years. I was a professor and taught graduate level courses. I ran my own therapy practice, and I ran a multiple 6-figure therapy business, a brick and mortar one. And I burned out after all of that, and I took a break for a couple of years and actually kind of did nothing for 2 years. And I went back after that and became a pastor of care and women's ministry at a very large church in California. And while I was there, I got my life coaching certificate. And so here I am. And this, I have to say, is my favorite job, the most favorite job I've had in my life, coaching and working with women to success. It's absolutely amazing. So this is a topic that I have taught for 20 years on 5 or 6, every continent, 6 different continents, not Antarctica, but on every continent, to all different kinds of people everywhere. And if all different kinds of people all over the world can do this, you guys can do this too. So I'm excited to teach and have you guys do your work. So there's going to be some work to do as we go. But I would love to hear from you. What are you most excited to learn? Like, why did you sign up for this particular workshop? While I'm muting some of you, because some of you coming off mute. Anyone, what are you most excited to learn? Why'd you show up today? Oh, look at my hair, it's falling out.
Mute. Okay, I'll start.
No one's excited to learn anything?
I am. Can you hear me?
How to truly forgive and move past your past. Yes. How to forgive myself. Yes. Tomorrow we're going to be covering how to forgive yourself. Absolutely. So important. Awesome. Forgiveness. Yes. Okay, Shannon, because you're my cousin and I love you, Shannon, we all could learn from this. I don't think there is a soul on earth who could not be excited to learn something about forgiveness. There's always something to learn. So awesome. Awesome. So how are you going to get the most from this workshop today? Well, part of it you've already done. You showed up. So good. Yes, right. You're ready to live and learn it. So here's how you're going to get the most. Take good notes. So clear everything else off of your computer screen or your phone screen, and just have this showing and a pen and some paper. That's going to be your easiest way to take some notes. During this workshop, you're going to be doing some right brain work and some left brain work. We're going to be doing both sides of the brain. Today, we're going to be doing mostly left brain work. So get out that pen and paper, because it will help your left brain take in what you need to take in. And tomorrow we're going to be doing some exercises together to get that right brain working. So today we're going to be doing what's called top-down work, which is starting with your brain, your cognitive thinking, and working down. And tomorrow we're going to be doing what's called bottom-up, working from our right brain and doing stuff to get in our body, really to get in the nooks and crannies. They really want to help you be able to have a thorough forgiveness experience. I've taught this workshop, like I said, multiple times over the years, and I taught it as even a 3-day workshop, a 3-day kind of in a retreat kind of setting. So there is, can you hear me? You guys can't hear me? No? Okay. Well, it looks like you guys can hear. If you can't hear me, you need to pop something in the box, or someone hop on and tell me you can't hear me. And for some of you, this workshop is going to be just enough. It's going to like be just enough to boost you up and get you where you want to go. It's going to be just right for you. You're going to get the work done. You're going to be really satisfied. And for some of you, this is going to be review. I'm pretty sure I'm going to teach some new tools, even to the most experienced forgiver, if you call us that. I learn new stuff all the time. So there are lots of things for you to take away from this workshop. But there's some of you who are going to want to dive deeper. This is not going to be quite enough for you, and you want to dive deeper. And I want you to know that I am available to do one-on-one coaching. My clients get amazing results. They are my heroes, but they also get phenomenal results. I work with all kinds of women across the spectrum. So there's that available. I also want to let you know that I have a group program that's opening in July, and it is called Bloom You, for Bloom University, or Bloom You, Bloom Your Life. And it's really about equipping women to live into who God's made them to be. It's living out your purpose. So you can kind of keep those two things in mind as we go the next couple of days. I just wanted to let you know about that. I also want to let you know that my group program is limited to 12, and there were about 400 people signed up for this workshop. I know a lot of them will be listening on replay. So if it is something you think you want to do, I would go ahead and head on over after we're done and sign up. I'm not popping the link in there now because I don't want you to go there now, but I'll pop in the link when we're done. So like I said, I've taught this workshop all over the world. I've taught it to trafficking victims. I've worked with women coming out of all different kinds of cults. I've worked with missionaries. I've worked with the wealthy. I've taught this to the poor. I've taught this to women from all walks of life. And I want you to know that if they can do it, you can do it. I have had so many women do so much wonderful forgiveness work. So I just want to encourage you that it doesn't matter where you are today, that no matter where you sit today, you can do this and you can have some amazing peace and results in your life. So congratulations again for showing up for yourself. So for most of my life, I lived in what's called flight or fight. It's a brain mode that if it's on most of the time, it prohibits us from living our best life. And if we're living in a state of chronic unforgiveness, it's going to trigger the fight or flight mode for us. And this leads us to rundown, to adrenal fatigue, exhaustion, autoimmune disease, cancer, bad relationships, self-loathing, all you get the picture, right? So my very earliest memory is of being sexually molested. I was about 2.5 or 3 at best that I can recollect, my mom can recollect talking about it. But before that, I was born breech. I was born bottom first, and there was no C-section. I just came out butt first. So what happened is I got a hernia when I was born. So about 6 months after I was born, I had surgery to repair the hernia. So right away, my life started out stressful. There was a lot of stress involved in just being born. And then early on, yes, Felicia, it will be available later. I'll send out the link after I get it downloaded. Yep. I get it. Kids are all kinds of crazy. I get it. So that chronic fatigue or that chronic unforgiveness can cause all kinds of stuff. So then early on, my parents had a horrible divorce. I remember my baby sister was just newborn and they're throwing her in my arms while they're fighting in the other room. We moved a lot. I always had what felt like the rug pulled out from underneath me. I went away to college, and in college is where I met Jesus, which is very fun and exciting, right? And he changed my life. And for the first time, I felt loved and peace and some of the things that come with asking Jesus to be a part of your life. But what it didn't change is any of the dysfunction in my life. So just because you have some deep faith, it doesn't mean that you don't have dysfunction. That is our job. That is our job to work through some of that stuff. So I married early, and of course that solved all my problems. No, it didn't. It didn't solve any problems. As a matter of fact, early on, I realized I was, well, I didn't realize that I called it, that it was abuse. It would be 20 years before I figured out that this, what was happening to me was actually called domestic violence. But early on, I experienced a lot of anger, a lot of abuse in my relationship. I stayed in it for 24 years. So, early on in my life as well, at 26, I was diagnosed with a debilitating autoimmune disease. I have ulcerative colitis, and I have a really serious case of it that two doctors told me that I would lose my colon. Thankfully, I haven't. I have some of the same techniques that I'm teaching you today. I healed my body. So just about anything is possible when we put our brains to use to do some of the things that I'm going to teach you today and tomorrow, to heal yourself, to heal your brain, to heal your body, to heal your relationships, just to be all that God has created you to be. So on the outside, I looked really successful. I had a super successful practice, a counseling practice. I had 8 therapists working for me. I had office staff, and it looked like things were going really well. We were reaching the year that I burned out and quit, tubed out in my life. We were going to hit the $1 million mark. So it was amazing. Yes, the answer, Mary, I did. Yep, everyone's is. So if it's off, it's because you've turned off your video. So yep, everyone's video is on over here. Where was I? Okay. Yeah. So on the outside, I looked really successful, right? I looked like I had everything together, and yet on the inside, I was dying. I was dying at home. I would work really, really long hours so I didn't have to go home. And when I did go home, it was bad. I every night went to bed and wished that I wouldn't wake up in the morning. My life was awful. It was a miserable place to be. So miserable, and I was doing so poorly that some of my friends suggested that I go to inpatient treatment. And so I did. I went to inpatient treatment for a month. I stayed there, and at the time, I couldn't even tell you what my favorite color was. That's how poorly I was doing. But while I was there, I gained some strength. I gained enough strength to go home and leave behind my former life. So I did. I left my business behind. I left my career, my counseling career behind. I left my husband. My kids were so disoriented and so upset that they didn't talk to me for months. I lived in a small little condo on the banks of the Columbia River in Portland, Oregon. I lived on the Vancouver side. And during that time, I had my clothes, and I bought myself a couple dishes so I'd have something pretty to eat off of, because I needed to learn how to nourish myself with food once again. And I walked on the river. I lost everything, friends. I went on food stamps, and I went to the food bank. My life had hit an all-time bottom. And I was alone. Most of my friends had decided that I was too much for them, and so I was alone. But during this time, I promised myself, while I'm healing and doing this work, I promised myself that I would never go there again. I would never be in this place again. And so I began to study happiness. I began to study thriving. I began to study, what does it truly mean to be joyful human beings? Fortunately, I've been teaching forgiveness for a really long time. So I began during those months while I was alone, I began my practice, my daily practice of forgiveness, and I just began to forgive. My husband and I did not talk to each other in any way for 9 months. Unbeknownst to me, he's doing his work. He's going to therapy. He's going to groups. He is doing all the stuff that he needs to do. And I had no idea. But when we met up and had coffee months later, turns out he'd done all his work, and we began the slow process of rebuilding, of forgiving, and of living and creating a new life together. And friends, I am happy to say that we have been married for 32 years, and it is a total miracle, and it's not, right? We took practical steps to heal our lives, to heal ourselves, and part of it is a miracle. But I will have to tell you that a lot of the hard work he and I did. We did it alone and we did it together. So I hear all the time, well, I'm waiting for God to do a miracle in my life. And friend, I'm here to tell you, stop waiting. He will do the miracle when you've gone the mile after mile after mile and you've reached the very end. And then there's nothing left. And then he'll step in and do that miracle. It is your job to live full out as much as you possibly can, to live, to breathe, and do what you can to make your life and create your life to be amazing. All right. So what I do now is I coach successful women to live extraordinary lives. It is entirely possible to change your life. And I want to tell you, it's possible to do it really fairly quickly. So if you're struggling, that's not a thing. It's not a thing to live a hard life. It's not. Living a difficult, stressful, hard life, I tell you, it is way easier to live with joy and peace and prosperity and abundance. It's just so much easier on this side of the road. And I know for some of you, I'm talking like, what in the world is she talking about? But I want you to know that it is possible and even probable when you step into your courage and do the things that are outside your comfort zone. So why do I share my story with you? First of all, I share it to give you hope. Hope that if I did it, you can do it. I'm really not that special. I am just a normal girl with a normal life, and I am here to share with you my life, but also some of my professional skills that I've learned along the way. My hope is that you'll do the work these next couple of days and you'll get some peace and some freedom. It's my intention for you to really be able to gain some peace these next couple of days. So what is forgiveness? Well, I'll tell you what, it is quick and easy, and it's something you can do every day, right? And that's the beauty of forgiveness, is that once you do it and you begin the practice, and once you do the hard work that you're going to do today and tomorrow, and I'm going to tell you, for some of you, it's going to be hard work the next couple of days. You do this work and then you keep at it, and it will get easier and easier and easier. It's kind of like cleaning your bathroom, because there have been times in my life where when depression hits, anxiety hits, you don't feel like cleaning your bathroom. Like, it's the last place you feel like cleaning. So there have been times in my life when my bathroom has gone, 6 months. And I'm like, what is all this disgusting stuff in my shower? Like the black and the pink and all the disgusting stuff that's there. What in the world is that? And all the water deposits on my shower. Well, I will tell you from experience, it is much easier to clean my shower every single day than it is once every 6 months. So some of you, this is the beginning step for you, and it's going to be like cleaning that disgusting shower. It's going to be hard work. It's going to take some elbow grease and some hard work for you to get to the place where it's finally clean and sparkly and you can do the daily maintenance. That's what forgiveness work is like. It's just like that. So it's my hope for you that the next 2 days you can get some clearing ground for yourself. You can get that bathroom totally scrubbed and clean and beautiful. And then you just need a daily dose. So I have a daily dose of picking up my forgiveness and doing some of the exact same things that I'm going to be teaching you today. My life has been a series of forgiving and forgiving and forgiving. And I will tell you, it is amazing. It is so powerful. So let's just dive right in and do some of the practical steps I know you guys are waiting for. But before we dive in, I would love to hear if you have any fears about forgiving. Like, is there anything you're afraid of when it comes to forgiving? It's important that you kind of explore before you dive in some things that might hold you back from forgiving, because it's a letting go process. And one of the first things, what are some things that you might have to lose by forgiving? Your identity, some of your perceived power, control, anger. What are some of the things for you? Control. Yes, Crystal. Yes. Yes. Getting hurt again by the same person. Yes, Kathy. Yes. But I will tell you, when you're clean and forgiveness happens, getting hurt by the same person is smaller. Yes, Jennifer. Sometimes I feel like I will be validating their behavior. Yes. When you're ready to forgive, but the other person is not ready to accept your forgiveness. Yes, Carmita, yes. Jana, forgiving and still not finding the peace I seeking. Yes. Eleanor, pride. Yes. Yes. See, there's so many things that keep us from living that amazing life, right? So many things that keep us. Yes, 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 yes. So it seems like that as we dive in, that we only have to gain from forgiving, but there's also really, really powerful reasons that you might have for hanging on to your anger, your resentment, your depression, your codependency, your disgust. Because for some of us, it feels safer. Yes, Marlene, yes, safety, yes, safety, it feels safer. Which are all lies. Every single one of the reasons that we have for not forgiving are all lies. It is a way of keeping us stuck. And those lies go over and over and over, keeping us stuck, right? So I want to help you guys get unstuck. It's about ungluing your life. Nanette, yes, when they think because you forgive, it means you want to continue a relationship with them. Yes, forgiveness does not mean a continued relationship. Forgiveness does not mean that the other side is going to forgive. Forgiveness does not mean that you have a relationship going forward with that person. As a matter of fact, sometimes the healthiest things that you can do is forgive and let go. Let go of the whole relationship. Let go of everything. Healthy, healthy, healthy. All right, so why then, if there's so much to lose, do we want to forgive? Like, why does it even make sense to do that, to even forgive, right? Well, you know, the easy Christian answer is like, oh, well, because Jesus forgave, so then we're supposed to forgive. But let's just be real, friends. Like, that's not enough. It's not enough. It doesn't cause us to forgive. Well, Jesus forgave me, so I'm going to forgive you. It doesn't work that way. I wish it did. Most of us, many of us, haven't even experienced what it feels like to be forgiven. And so I want to help you tomorrow. We're going to work on some of the feeling. We're going to experience some what it actually feels like. Hopefully you'll get some of that today doing some of the exercises, but sometimes we have to dig a little deeper. Yes. Yes, you can forgive everyone except yourself. Tomorrow we're going to talk about that. Yes. Yes. Forgiveness for me equals freedom from bondage. Yes, Crystal. Yes. Yes, you guys, so much. Sometimes we use forgiveness as a crutch so we can hold on to the feelings we have. Yes. Yes, Keith. Yes. Yes. Yes, so much. So many reasons. And I want you to know that wherever you're at is perfect for where you are at. So there's no judgment. There's no shame. There's nothing. It's just you're at where you're at. And today you showed up for yourself and you want to move to somewhere new. Awesome. So what does the Bible have to say about forgiveness? So in Matthew 18, Peter approaches Jesus and he's just kind of like, there must be someone in his life he didn't really feel like forgiving. Because he's like, how many times do I have to forgive him, Lord? 7? Because I'm over it. I'm done. I kind of don't want to forgive this guy anymore. And Jesus kind of laughs and he says, oh no, Peter, 70 times 7. But then he dives into a story about 3 different people. And one of those is a very wealthy landowner. He's a businessman. He's the CEO guy. And then the second one is one of his managers. He's a mid-level kind of manager guy, maybe a high-level manager. And then the third guy is a guy that is one of the workers. He lives in a cubicle and works all day for the corporation, right? And so the CEO or the rich guy, he decides one day that he's going to call in all of his debt. And there's a particular manager, the one in this story, that owes him about $1 billion. It's so much money that he can't even repay it, right? And so he goes to this guy and says, hey, you owe me this money. And the guy says, please, please have mercy on me. And so the CEO says, yeah, okay, I'll have mercy on you. Your debt is clean. You're forgiven. You're free. You are free to go on. No jail time for you. No debtor's prison for you. You're free. And this mid-level manager, then he goes to his workers and he says, you owe me. And he grabs them by the neck and he says, you owe me and you need to pay me right now. And if you can't pay me right now, I'm going to throw you into prison. And so he does. He throws this guy into prison. But then guess what happens? All the other guys that are working in the cubicles all around him come up to the CEO and says, you're never going to believe what this manager did. He's such an evil man. And the CEO took the guy and he threw him in prison. And he said, you wicked man, you wicked manager, I'm throwing you into prison and you are going to stay there and be tormented. And this is what the Heavenly Father will do to you if you don't forgive. Well, what in the world? So we're going to be tormented in prison? Well, I think that unforgiveness is kind of like being in prison. You're in prison to yourself. You've imprisoned yourself. God isn't like putting these things on us. He's doing these things for us. Being in prison to your anger, your resentment, your all of the things that keep you stuck, being in prison to all of those things is actually a gift so that you'll forgive. One of my favorite ways to help people with money is to help people with forgiveness is to help them with their money story. Because money is the longest relationship that you have. If you're in debt, you have forgiveness to work. Just straight up, you have forgiveness work to do if you're in debt. Money is our longest relationship, and money touches every single relationship along the way. So it's an awesome vehicle to get to all the other relationships in your life. I work with business owners and entrepreneurs, and I help them clear the way, all of their old money beliefs so that they can make more money and honestly change the world, right? And it's super fun. It's a super fun way to clear out your life. So if you're looking for another way to clear out your life, money is an awesome vehicle to do that, and sometimes not quite as intense. So, you've got a choice. And today you're going to have a choice. And that choice is going to be, do you take the get out of jail free card? Are you going to take that card and use it today to get around the board of your life? Just like Monopoly, are you going to take that get out of jail free card? Now is a great opportunity for you to commit. Just pop in the chat, yes, Lainey, today I'm going to commit. I'm going to commit to doing the work. And when you pop it into the chat box, it's going to do something even more powerful. Yes, Eleanor, yes, it does something powerful to your brain. It says, yes, you don't have to know, yes, today I commit, Jennifer. Yes, Kathy, Christine, yes, make the commitments. Yes, I'm committing. Marie, yes, Shannon. Yes, Marie, yes, yay, look at all this, you guys, yes. Look at all the comrades you have. All right, you guys. So when you're doing your work and you're popping it in the Facebook group, remember we're here and we're doing it together, right? So go back later today after you've done the work. And yes, the key to the room I locked myself into for most of my life was always in my hand. Yes. So pop it in the Facebook group today. Pop it in. Bloom to Bless is my Facebook group, Bloom to Bless. So you'll get the link in your email box. Pop in there and share with everyone how your process is going. Do you see how this creates so much energy? I love it. It's so much fun. We're doing this together as a group. All right. So let's unpack forgiveness in a really practical way. What is it and what isn't it? It's about justice. Something's been stolen from you, right? Whether it's really been stolen or perceived, it doesn't matter. Your brain does not know whether it's been money, whether it's tangible, whether it's intangible. Your brain cannot tell the difference. To your brain, it's all real. So whether it's perceived, well, I think this person stole this from me, and it can be a tangible thing that's been stolen from you or an intangible thing. It can be stuff that's been stolen, or it could be your innocence that's been stolen. It could be your power that's been stolen. It could be any number of things. So something's been stolen from you, real or perceived. So it's about justice, right? Why else would you go to prison? Why else would it be called debt? It's about someone owes you something. And when they owe you something, they're in debt to you. Why do they owe you something? Because they've stolen something from you. So now, when something's been stolen from you and you don't have it, what is that called? When your car is broken into or when your home is broken into, you've become a crime victim. You've become a victim. So whenever there's been something stolen, something taken, doesn't matter what it is, real or perceived, it could just be your peace was stolen. Your kids were noisy in the room and your peace was stolen for a minute and you got angry about it. All right, forgive your kids for running through the room and being angry or being loud, right? It could be as simple as that. But there's been something that's been violated or stolen. And it can be real or perceived. It can be important or not important. It doesn't matter. What matters is our response to it, because the brain does not know the difference. And until you unleash forgiveness, you are stuck in the victim box. It's just the way it goes. Because something's been taken from you that you've been a victim. You are a victim until you forgive, right? So what happens when you're a victim? You live in what's called the Cartman victim triangle. I don't know if you guys have seen this. I actually wrote it here so you could see it. Whenever you're a victim and you're in the victim role, you have to also, in relationship with other people, become a rescuer, and this person is codependent, or the persecutor, and this person is beating up other people. Sometimes literally, sometimes, not literally, but you get it. So you're a victim and you move around the triangle depending on the relationship you've got. How's the way out of this? Forgiveness is one of the most powerful ways off of the victim triangle. And once you realize that when you're a victim, you're also persecuting those around you, most people want to hop off of that victim triangle. So victims are powerless, incapable, stuck, weak. Can you relate to any of these things? Can you relate to feeling stuck and powerless? Any of you? Yes, 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 yes. Yes, 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 right? All right, so the first step is realizing, okay, someone owes me something and they cannot pay it back, right? So here's Lainey Hauser's definition of forgiveness. Forgiveness is an art, a science, and a practice. It's an art, a science, and a practice. It is releasing the emotional charge around any event, real or perceived, and releasing the emotional charge around any event, real or perceived, and receiving the newfound peace, and then stepping into living in the new freedom. So it's threefold, okay? It's three parts. It's releasing the emotional charge around any event, real or perceived, where someone's wronged you, stolen from you, taken from you. It's receiving the newfound peace, and then it's living into the freedom. So it's threefold. Receiving, releasing, receiving, living, right? Okay? Forgiveness puts you back in the power of your life, and it allows you to relate to people off of the victim triangle so that you're relating adult to adult, human to human. Your personal power, it gives you back your personal power. It gives you your confidence. It gives you your ability to change, to grow, and to become the person that you want to become, right? So it gave one of my clients the strength to take her marriage to the next level. She was angry and had all these different offenses towards her husband, and she realized that forgiveness was the key. And as she did, it's been really fun to watch over the past couple of months. It's been delightful to watch her up-level her marriage and the intimacy and closeness they now feel, because she started with forgiveness. She started acting out on forgiveness. Another one of my clients shifted the confidence in her relationship and with her mom. And so it gave her confidence to shift out of being codependent with her mom, and it gave her a newfound relationship with her mom. And that's happened to multiple of my clients, actually, where they've discovered new relationship with their moms. It gave another one of my clients the strength to move her business forward when she was stuck. Forgiveness allowed her to move forward and to tap into some of her strengths. And the very next week, she got 2 new clients. Another one of my clients doubled her monthly income by doing forgiveness work. So forgiveness work is powerful. It is so powerful, so incredibly powerful. It's one of the most powerful tools that you have to create a life you love. And if you've been with me for any amount of period of time at all, you know that wherever you're at today, it's because you've created it. And there's no judgment, there's no condemnation, there's only an acknowledgement of, wow, I've created a mess, or wow, I've created some pretty bad relationships, or wow, I've created a lot of debt, or wow, I've created whatever it is. Whatever it is that you've created, that's good news. Because from here, for the next, till you go to the grave, you get to create a life that you love, starting today. Starting today, my friend. All right. So the first step in the forgiveness process is to acknowledge that there's some good reasons why you haven't forgiven. So we talked about that, right? So it's acknowledging some of the fears that we have that might keep us from that. The second step is to tell yourself the truth. This is where you're honest with yourself. You are honest, brutally honest. One of the reasons I stayed in the abuse so long, and friends, it was bad, it was really bad, is because I wasn't willing to live my truth. Quite honestly, I didn't know until I picked up a book, about 2 years before I finally left, that was called Inside the Minds of Angry Men. Why does he do that? And I was like, oh, angry men. And then he laid it all out as well. It's called abuse. So I didn't know the truth, and then I didn't live the truth. But once I did, I got myself into abuse recovery groups. I got myself into counseling. I did all the things that I needed to do. Live your truth. So the second step is to tell yourself the truth. Who is it that you need to forgive, right? Who is it that owes you? Real or perceived, doesn't matter. Imaginary or not, doesn't matter. Who is it that owes you? In your mind, who owes you? Who's stolen from you, who's taken from you, and now they owe you. Write down every single person in your life who owes you something. Who owes you a debt? Who owes you a debt that they will not repay or cannot repay or don't even know that they owe it to you. Most of the time we forgive people and they don't even know that they wronged us, right? It's simple stuff most of the time that we let build and build and build. So first step, acknowledge to yourself what I'm letting, what's going to make it hard for me to let go. Move past that. You've got to move past that step to the second step, which is telling yourself the truth. Be honest with yourself. Who do you need to forgive? The third step is releasing the debt. Okay? So it's letting it go. It's setting it free. And one of the easiest ways that I know to do this is a simple little ticking off each box that says, I forgive you. I'm sorry. Because you played a part in it somehow, some way. Even if you can't see it, acknowledge that, hey, I'm sorry for whatever part I caused in this. I love you and thank you. So as I forgive you, I'm sorry, I love you, and thank you. Thank you for what it's taught me. Now, do I go and say I love you, or do I go back to some of the people that have hurt me and go through this whole thing with them? No. That is not what I'm saying here. I'm saying you say, I forgive you. I'm sorry. Because friend, most of the time we played a part. Even if that part was being in the wrong place at the right time or the wrong place at the wrong time. For me, it's like, well, okay, my 2-year-old self or my 3-year-old self when I was molested, well, I'm sorry for being in the wrong place at the wrong time. I know that I did not do anything to cause that, or my parents' divorce, or any of the things that have happened to me, but I can acknowledge the fact that somehow, some way, some crazy way, that there was something that I played a part in, because it gives me power back. Why do I do that? Because it gives me power back. And I'm all into taking your power back so that you have your confidence and you have your life back. Because once you have your power back, you get your life back. Okay? So I forgive you. I'm sorry. I love you. And thank you. Thank you for what it's taught me. Thank you for what it's taught me about myself, what it's taught me about life, what it's taught me about loving others. Okay? So the fourth step is taking action, and this is filling up with gratitude. So you've released the debt. You've stepped in and you've released the debt, and I'm not going to kid you. This is not easy work. If you've not done this work before, take it slow. There will be tears. There will be grief. There will be heartache, especially if it's something you've held on to for a really, really long time and it's become a part of you and a part of your identity. It's going to take you some time. It is just, and you're going to grieve. You're letting go. Forgiveness is a process of letting go. Letting go is the door to transformation always, 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 always. Letting go is always the doorway to transformation. As a matter of fact, in my life, when I am struggling to create something or do something new, I'll go, okay, what do I need to let go of? What do I need to let go of? I'll clean out my closet. I'll clean out my drawer. I'll do something to let go of something so that I can make space for something else. So forgiveness is a huge process of letting go. There's grief with letting go, oftentimes. So I want to tell you, this is not going to be easy, but it's simple. Very, very simple. Then you're going to put it into action. You're going to fill up with gratitude. You are going to write all the things, you just do one person at a time, write all the reasons that you are thankful for that person in your life. Even if that person is dead or no longer alive, all the reasons that you're thankful. I can even go back to my perpetrator and say, I am thankful that I had that experience because it has made me a stronger human. It has made me an advocate for women in injustice. It has taught me so many powerful, wonderful things in my life. So yes, I can fill up with gratitude, even in the worst circumstances. You can fill up with gratitude. So those are the 4 steps, okay? This is a top-down exercise. You're thinking in your brain. You're using your brain. You're using your cognitive experience to think, to write down on paper, okay? Now, having said all that said, we're going to wrap up here in a minute. But don't expect everyone in your life to be like, oh, hooray, you're forgiven me. Because that's not going to happen. As a matter of fact, there are people you don't even tell that you've done this work, and you just go about living. You step into your power now. You step off of the place of being a victim. You step into that, and they'll just see the change. Just let the people close to you see the power of forgiveness playing out in your life. Let them go, what has happened to you? Why are you so weird now? Why are you no longer interacting with me being codependent? Why won't you do all the stuff that you used to do? Just let them. That is going to happen if you do this work and you do it thoroughly. Okay? So once you've done it, there will be a shift in your heart. You will feel a shift. If you've done the complete and total work, and you can know that you've completed it when you feel the internal shift. And I promise you that it will come. So if you've let go and surrendered and let go, and then you've come back to filling up with gratitude, you will feel a shift. If you don't feel a shift, start over and do it again. Start over and do it again. There have been multiple times I've had to go back over the same thing again and again and again and again. Do it again and again until it's gone and it's cleared. That's the way forgiveness works. You keep on clearing. All emotion is energy. All emotion is energy. It's chemicals that rise up in your body: epinephrine, norepinephrine, oxytocin, dopamine, all the different chemicals that we've got, right? All those chemicals, and every emotion is a rise of those chemicals in our bloodstream that gives us energy to move forward, to retreat, to do some sort of action, to reach out, whatever it is. So, and what we're doing is replacing some of the energy that's been stuck. And tomorrow we're going to dive deep into where it's stuck in your body, and we're going to release it. But today I want you to start here to begin to release this energy. All right, now to release and to experience a new form of energy, right? So you're going to release some stuff and you'll experience something new. Does that make sense? Hope that made sense. All right, so you don't have to go tell anyone else besides the people in the group. The safe people to tell that you have forgiven someone are the people on this call, on this chat, who are commenting in the Facebook group. These are the safe people to tell. The people in your life are not safe until you've walked it out for a while. Okay? So, awesome. Mary, it sounds like you've got some work to do. Try some forgiveness work and see if some of it doesn't heal. I can go back to my life and even take responsibility for my abuse. Why? Why do I do that? Why? Because I want my power. I want to live 100% in the power and the responsibility that I have in my life. I want my life to be awesome. I want to be able to help people every day. I want to be able to have an amazing relationship with my husband. I want to have an awesome relationship with my kids. I want to love every single person that comes into my life, and I can't do that unless I've taken full responsibility for my life. Not only that, I want to step into abundance and prosperity, everything that God has for me. And as long as I'm believing that all these things happen to me in my life instead of for me, I'm stuck as a victim. And friends, no, thank you. No, no, no. I did that for 24 years. I am done being a victim. So whenever I catch myself being a victim, I say, Lainey, no dice for you today. That is not a game we're going to play. So that's why, Mary, that's why some of I take responsibility even for some of the events that I had no part in as a 3-year-old. I had no part in someone molesting me. That's not a thing. But when I take responsibility, I get all the power back. He has none. So awesome. I will tell you, it is so powerful and it is so awesome. All right. So the support you're going to find are the women on this call in this group. So go to the Facebook group, be active in there, talk it out, write it out, do what you have. You're going to get in your inbox. You're going to get the worksheets. And if you need more support, I am available for one-on-one VIP coaching. I work with only 5 people at a time. I keep a very limited coaching because I work really strong with my clients. I love them. They are the heroes in my life. And so I'm available for one-on-one. If you feel like you need that, message me somehow. 2, I've got a group starting. And in that group, you're going to get the best of all the things. You're going to get individual coaching from me. You're going to get a group mastermind. You're going to get small group mastermind, large group. And it's limited to 12, and it's really limited to women who want to create something new in their life. So it's about really creating something new, whether that's a business or an attitude or a relationship. They're just up to creating something new. So, and if you're interested in that, I want to encourage you, because it will fill up fast, to look at it and sign up. So, okay, now, tomorrow, we're going to be talking about how to forgive yourself. We're going to be doing an exercise that's going to lead you to some of the places where you're still stuck. But do the homework for today, because it will help you. It will help release you. Any questions? Yes, Holly, your power back. Yes, yes, yes. Power, power, power. Your power is so good. It's your confidence. It's your strength. It's not like, oh, I'm going to run over people when I've got all this power. No, as a matter of fact, when you have your power, it gives you more power to be silent when you need to be silent, speak up when you need to speak up. It's awesome. It's so awesome. Yes, Carmita, yes, something being stolen. If you look at the 10 Commandments and you kind of reinterpret them, every single one of them is about stealing. So if you're not honoring God, you're stealing his honor that he deserves. If you don't honor your parents, you're stealing the honor that they don't deserve. You're coveting a neighbor's horse, wife, whatever, you're stealing from them something that doesn't belong to you. So if you look at through that kind of lens, it helps, because then it's like, oh, they owe me a debt. Dang, they owe me something big. That guy who molested me, and he was in my life for a long time. He was my dad's best friend. And I didn't have any recollection or memory of the abuse until I was in my early 20s. I had dissociated from it totally. So yes, the video, I will send you the link as soon as I download it. Yes, great question, Jennifer. Yep. Any other questions that I can answer for you before we tap out? Tomorrow is going to be really powerful. I think that it's going to be help you release. Do the homework today so that you're ready and prepared, because tomorrow we're going to hit it, and we're going to hit it hard. And I think it's going to be really, really powerful for you. Any questions? No questions? I'm here while you got me. Ask me anything. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thanks. Good. I'm so glad it's helpful. I'm excited to hear from you, the work that you do. You guys are the heroes, right? You're going to do this hard work. I know how hard it is. So good. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yes. So you'll get a link to the video, and awesome. You're welcome, you guys. Oh, yes. Yes. You guys can all do this. Okay. So if my people who have come, some of them have come out of satanic cults, like, I can't even speak some of the things that happened. If they can forgive, y'all, we can forgive. Like, it is powerful. It will help you step into a new life. We're going to rock it out, right? Yay. All right, friends. I will see you tomorrow. Mwah. I love you all. Thanks for showing up. Yes, waves of tears and heartache. You guys be prepared. Give yourself some space today. You're going to have some difficult stuff. So, all right. Okay. Checking out here, guys.